Kinsey, the Netflix staffers are working on the launch of Meghan Markle's new lifestyle brand, as ever, have let loose on what it's really like behind the scenes. What have they been saying?
That's right. An insider told the Daily Mail that Markle's launch was a logistical nightmare after the 11th hour name change from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever. And people working the retail project were tired of the drama surrounding the Sussexes, especially with Sentebale blowing up the way it did, approaching this debut. But they were also, I thought this was interesting, they were also all forced to sign NDAs to keep secret where the products, including her fruit spread, are being made. I want to stay as far away from that as possible so she doesn't have to worry about someone like me trying to figure out where the fruit's coming from.
Oh, goodness me. Will we ever see the jams? Because we've heard so much about these fruit spreads, these jams, and a couple of celebrity friends have got a jar, and that's about it. I mean, where is this product? How is this lifestyle brand actually going to be?
It all sold out.
No. What is a sellout, Kinsey? How many jars were actually sold? Because
yeah, exactly. I think that it's the scarcity marketing tactic, or the artificial scarcity tactic, where they have the illusion of high demand by limiting supply. I don't think that, there were thousands of jars of anything sold. I think she had, look at this Netflix article. They were worried about how many people would actually buy this. So I think that the supply of the product was incredibly small, so she could go on Instagram and say, "Thanks, everybody, I'm sold out."
Absolutely. If there was any sort of volume, they would be advertising that. They would be saying we sold out 100,000 jars in an hour, but we're not hearing those figures. Now to further developments in the fallout between Prince Harry and the chair of his once beloved charity, Sentebale. Kinsey, Sophie Chandulkar became the chair back in 2023. She's made a series of damaging allegations against the Sussexes. Now she's being accused of playing the race card. Doesn't she know only Meghan is allowed to do that?
Exactly. Not only that, I love the fact that Harry and Meghan's team are briefing the Telegraph that she didn't actually go to school for this doctor title. It's honorary, as if she shouldn't be using it because she didn't earn it. Meghan, you make us call you Duchess of Sussex. The hypocrisy is astounding. But the race baiting thing, yes, oh my gosh, pot meet kettle, the exact same scenario. And I don't know if you saw one of Prince Harry's friends from Eton speak on his behalf to the Daily Mail, saying that Dr. Sophie is simply just jealous of Meghan Markle because she wasn't the most important woman of color on the stage. I cannot believe that he would put that out into the universe.
Ooh, that is incredible. Yeah, that is playing the sort of games that they accuse the royal family of playing. Now, let's talk about Morgan Wallen. We discussed it earlier in the week. He's now capitalising on the controversy surrounding that abrupt exit from Saturday Night Live. Shortly after he left the stage, whilst the others were standing around for 2 minutes, I don't know, for some bizarre credits that they run there, he posted this on his Instagram account, and now he's launched merchandise based on that caption.
And I love this because he is still getting raked over the coals here in the States. SNL castmates coming out saying that he was a diva behind the scenes, saying that he likely won't ever be invited again. And he's he's making a joke out of it. I love that about him. I think he's clearly has a great sense of humor, and I hope that he sells 1 million of these tops.
Now, during Wednesday's episode of Michelle Obama's new podcast with her brother Craig Robinson, the former First Lady had a bit of a go at her husband Barack for his apparent lack of financial responsibility.
Would you be attracted to a guy who's not financially sound when you meet him?
I married one.
Don't you like that alley-oop I just threw you?
Oh, Kinsey, this podcast looks terrible, but tell me, have we learned anything interesting apart from that little tidbit?
I think if we're learning anything, it's that this woman has little to no respect for her husband, who's put her in the position she's in to sell books to thousands of people and sit on a podcast and shoot the you-know-what with her brother. I think that she continues to disrespect him on this podcast, and I wonder what the ultimate objective is. I agree with people like Maureen Callahan that say she's trying to brand herself away from former President Obama. And why? Because you don't want to be married to him forever? I think that that's a legitimate question.
Well, that were rumours circulating very heavily for the last, 3-4 months about whether they are together. He's appeared by himself at several events where you would expect her to be there, including President Jimmy Carter's funeral. So there's no wonder there's a little bit of scuttlebutt about that. Kinsey, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for your time tonight.